they are not party to the motion.
They are section for the Dom Kwabenya seat to be declared vacant, with MP.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is brought to you by Vodafone and by Prime Insurance. There's more controversy in Parliament tonight over a motion filed by 4 NPP of former President John Evans Mills. The NDC minority side is tonight filing a case of breach of parliamentary privilege against Mr. Dompreh, as they allege that the 3 years Ahmed Ibrahim, he is a deputy minority whip on the NDC side.
They did that just after one and we didn't talk. Talking to Ninoy. They said they have no idea of the motion.
They have no idea of the motion.
They are not party to the motion.
They are signatories to the motion.
This amount to pay. They did not take part in the draft of the motion and signatures. And I went to the speaker to cross-check. It is only I've spoken to OPK. He said he was not party to the motion. He did not sign any motion. Whose signature is on the motion. However, the people who are the party to the motion, meanwhile, they have confided in me. You saw me when I was speaking to Ninoy.
Right.
I was speaking to OPK on phone. They both said they...
What did you do about this, sir?
Clearly, if we were to allow the Adjua motion to go, Adjua being revealed that they bring fictitious motions on behalf of members, confidence and trust in the majority when they are bringing documents to his office to break the news. I went to my minority.
Parliamentary correspondent Parker Wilson is on the line with me at length, arguing out the merits of this move. The 3 other MPs knew nothing about this.
Evans, yesterday we recalled that we intercepted the said motion. Record that I do not see any portion of the name of or the names of the MPs, and so in this document you don't have any signatory to or signatures to this document. But with the alleged MPs whose name have been mentioned of not having any knowledge, one of them even indicated that he was in the constituency yesterday when John Evans Mills. So he had to quickly rush to were unhappy with his decision to join the motion. In fact, out of the motion. That is what we know this evening. To take their names out because they don't have any knowledge of this particular.
Is Honorable Abib Idris. He is the 2nd Deputy Majority Whip and MP for Tolo. In other words, he
to reach him to also understand whether he knew about this motion or not. His line has been engaged for the past few hours. I've been able to reach him, Habib Idrisu. So, but what we know is about the 2 MPs because the practice in the House has been that. And Evans, let me say, you recall the vote of censure against the health minister, the motion. And the practice in the House has been that he is aware or in the known of this motion.
It's in a meeting, but sent a message to say individuals he had put on the motion, which is before the speaker now, didn't know anything about this. He goes on to say that I will deal with it at the appropriate time. Don't worry. So that's he will deal with it appropriately at the right time. Parker, stay with me. Absence from Parliament that you've been tracking down for me. I want to bring in Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim now, who.
Thank you, brother, for calling me.
So, Mr. Dompreh sent a message, and his pointers haven't consented to their names being on the document. He calls it wild lies.
It is not a narrative or descriptive on your parliamentary correspondent, Parker Wilson, or the member of Parliament for Tema Central, stated angrily before us that his name was used. He was not part of it. Then he also categorically was also angry that his name was used, but he was not party to any motion and he did not sign. Even the surprise, Dennis Osepoku's name was only typed. Tema Central MP Ninoy name was only typed. Habib name was only typed. The one who signed was Honorable Frank Anodompre. Even the 3 other MPs to sign, he wrote their names there. So he was the only one taking it easy. Osapoko somehow relate to the late Atanos. Meanwhile, he has no privilege, notice of such a motion. How can Parliament be reduced to a place of lies? And that is why I'm saying that we in minority, that they are not party to that motion. And they have written to the Speaker and their leadership that they are not party to the motion and their names to be strike out.
And they've indeed said that they were...
You didn't have time to pursue your motion. Why did you forge signatures? So you forge names without signatures. Then you are the only one who will sign it. We shouldn't stoop so low and go to that extent. He's a brother and a friend. But on matters like this, we are parliamentarians and we should not go to that level.
But he's not just a mere parliamentarian. You are a deputy whip, so you understand how the whip system works. He is the majority chief whip. In fact, he's not the only person on the list way to do what
No. You know, the motion for the vote of censure against the Minister for Health was signed by the 137 MPs of the minority. Even though we are many, we make sure that you cannot mobilize just only 4 people to sign. If Mutaka Mubarak on the man is fine, cannot press the government chief whip unable to mobilize just only 4 people to sign to that extent. We all know what is before us as a country. As a government chief, a national economic dialogue to be able to provide bread and butter for the people who voted for us to come to Parliament. If university students are in the house, we have done that. We have to come together to solve. So if you don't know and you want, so do you think that because they are backbenchers, you can forge their names and signatures and you didn't get the signatures? This is what makes it worse. And we in minority, the options are many, but you know the bag doesn't stop with me. The leadership in perjury. So definitely, he is not just an ordinary person. So we have to take a step against such a matter to go uninvestigated or unpunished. I don't think it will augur well for the House as a whole.
And have you brought this formally?
It is the minor. I went there to cross-check, and I realized on the Speaker's office that I saw it myself. The motion was signed by Oli Frank Anodompre, asking for the expunging withdrawal of their names because the whip. I went to Mutake's office, and by then it was too late, so he had also gone. So it's next week that a formal action will be taken against it.
I mean, some of the issue that my parliamentary correspondent and has been followed, which again emerged among the majority members last week, extends from Parliament of Adjasafo MP for Dom Kwabenya. Today, she may be moved for her for the seat to be declared vacant. I mean, has this come to your attention as a minority on the minority side, and have you taken any interest in this matter?
Did you remember the attend to the House is why the e-levy and those things were not being, cannot even table the e-levy for consideration. So today, we in minority is not ready with government business, and therefore I will not want that blame to be. He sought permission, and therefore her position was given to Cecilia Abnadapa. In Parliament, once somebody is said to have fallen sick, definitely, as for sickness, we have no control over it. So we, Minister for Water and Sanitation, as a responsible minister, so that because of that, we've not averse our minds to that. But once you are saying it, he or she's okay, that one too I cannot tell.
Okay, because last week
to say that it is not the absence of Adjasafo. Even with that Adjasafo, they cannot mobilize the remaining 137. Because and I also don't want always shifting blames and those kind of things. They should come out and be factual to Ghanaians. If there's something wrong with the e-levy, let Ghanaians know. So it is not as if the absence of Adjasafo or the absence of Speaker Bagbin, that is why the e-levy is not being passed. If Adjasafo comes today,
that she had written the last time asking for an extension of her leave of absence, and the Speaker had turned that down.
Speaker is also going for medical review. So if somebody is going for medical review, I don't think that it will be right for the Speaker to turn it down. So it is up to the Speaker to study. I've not heard that one, but I know you can't be seeking medical.
Thank you very much. That's Ahmed Ibrahim. He's the Deputy Minority Whip. Parker is still with me. But we're also hearing tonight from...
Honestly, I don't understand what the MPs want Parliament to invent something that is not on public record, or there is some occurrence which is shrouded in some secret or that. So far, I don't have Professor Mensah's death. That is not in the public domain. So I would like to understand what is it.
It's very clear exactly what caused his death and under which
accident. In the company of people sent record, and the person happened when he was still in something fishy which needs to be investigated, or the cause of his death will not get on public record.
Direction as to how to engage on this matter in Parliament.
We're not there yet. About presidents who have died. Samora Machel died. He died in an air accident. There was a probe into the cause of the accident. The same way Mandela died, the case that people don't understand that Professor Mills was sick, or is it the case that they are suggesting that he was not?
Parker, on that other subject of Ajasafo and Dom Kwabenya's seat, you've been doing tonight.
Thomas, let me say that Order 15 absence has been permitted by the Speaker. If you check the vote and proceedings, January 25 this year to yesterday, the vote and proceedings, the name of Sarah Ajos, and that is why her name continuously appears under the category of members of parliament who are absent. Name would have been captured under members, NPP MPs, who are attributing the parliamentary system. And again, if you look at Order 15 and 16, it says that 15 working days, the matter will be next week, Tuesday, will be the 16th day if she doesn't appear before the House. The conduct of Sarah Ajosafo to the Privileges Committee. Then they will make a determination and forward their recommendation to the Speaker. If they establish that though she's been away and it's not justifiable, they would recommend that.
Parker, thank you very much.